Lesson 12, Part 2, Perfect Active Participles. First, let's look at the form. The perfect active participle is formed like this. Perfect active participle equals fourth stem plus omicron plus just a tau plus third and first declension endings. The tau is the morpheme for the masculine and the neuter. In the feminine, the omicron is overpowered and there's a upsilon iota. So observe what that looks like here. So sort of this masculine genitive singular is sort of our first normal one. So we got a fourth stem, peppy stuk. We've got an omicron theme vowel. Then we have just the tau, not the new tau. And then we have the omicron sigma for the third declension ending. If we come across into the feminines, you'll notice the omicron tau becomes we. There's no tau there afterwards. We're used to seeing sigmas there. There's no sigma either. We just go straight into the ending as, I, on there for those endings. As normal, we've got the os and the as going on there. Then do note over here for the dative plurals, here they're not going to quite follow the feminines. We're going to get an asi ending, but we're used to seeing a c ending, so that's not too unusual. And we've got peppy stuk going on here, so this should be easy enough to recognize. It just isn't quite what we would have anticipated to try to produce this, but we don't have to produce it. The only irregularities are these ones that are bolded here. Note, oida has a root of aid for the perfect participles, which causes forms like a.s. A.s would be this first form up here, and then following the rest all the way through. But it has that a.da kind of a.dot kind of form, or aid, we if it's feminine. All right, now let's look at the meaning of these perfect active participles. The concept behind the perfect tense is completed action. This action has already been finished. So since a participle expresses time relative to the main verb, the perfect participle shows that an action is already completed at the time of the main verb. We've seen before, we had present participles were simultaneous action. Aorist participles happened before, but a perfect participle shows that it was already completed at the time of the main verb. So it's similar to an aorist, but it has that extra idea of completion going on. So prosealthon, dekai, ha, ta, and talanton, elephos, ape. But after the one who had received one talent came, he said. So there it's acting substantively. Here's another one. And Peter remembered the word which Jesus had spoken to him. Which word? The one that Jesus had spoken to him. So the speaking happened and was totally finished long before the remembering happened. So there it is again, a perfect participle. Here's another example. And they saw the one who was demon possessed and had a legion. Now he's sitting and clothed and in his right mind. So sometime in the past, which is done and over with, this man had some demons, but now he, actually, as the story tells it, now there's the person telling the story about what has happened in the past. And even previous to that action of the seeing, which is in the past, I saw the one who was demon possessed and had a legion. So before they saw in the past, this man had a legion completed prior to the seeing. These examples show either substantive, which was the first and third example, or attributive, which is the second example. Predicative is a bit trickier. To show the proper timing, translating the participle as a clause is better than translating it as a participle in English. We're going to use have or has or had for the helping verb. We're going to use have or has if the main verb is in the present. We're going to use had if the main verb is in the aorist or imperfect. And why that happens is this: if the main verb is in the present, we want to use an English present perfect to show that it was completed as it relates to the present. If we're talking in the past already, the main verb is aorist or imperfect. The main verb is in the past. We need to show that in the past, this action was already completed. So had is English's past perfect. It shows that this was already completed prior to this past action. The summary, perfect active participle equals fourth stem plus omicron plus tau plus third first declension endings. The tau is the morpheme for the masculine and neuter. And then in the feminine, the omicron is overpowered and there's the upsilon iota. Translate perfect participles as clauses. Use have or has or had for the helping verb, have or has if the main verb is present, had if the main verb is aorist or imperfect.